So I'm going to do a quick video on suffering. It's a massive one on the spiritual path. I'm out walking the boys on a nice kind of little sopping Welsh path in a little bit of forestry, and it's in the morning before I start work. And yes, I've got a job and I'm working now, so that's an up for me. So all I want to do is just touch base with you, because this whole thing in the spiritual path, everybody always bangs on and on and on and on about you've got to be grateful for your suffering, and it's very difficult for you to be grateful for suffering. How can you be grateful? I'm happy I'm in pain, and it's not about that. It's about knowing that, you know, part of your suffering, it can be emotional and it can be physical. Some of us have to deal with daily pain and we suffer. I get really bad neck problems. I still have back problems. Even though I've had a operation on my wrist many years ago, I still can't quite hairdress like I used to. So I'm having to take other jobs, even though my skill is in that sector. And it's difficult, you know. How would I put this? So let's get onto it and explain it to you. My spin on this is that if we are suffering, we know that the opposite end of that can be pleasure and happiness. But at the moment, when you're in the middle of suffering, it's very hard for you to look at that and go, okay, I should be grateful for this experience right now, because one day I won't be suffering. What we tend to do is go, I should be grateful for being happy. Remember this happy moment. And then those happy moments all merge into one, because I can speak for that. I used to go clubbing every weekend to a couple of amazing club nights in London. And I used to party all weekend and I had the best time ever, right? But guess what? It all merged into one crazy night, and I can't even remember half the stuff I did because I was out partying. You know, it wasn't that I wanted to remember anything about it. I just was out enjoying myself. But guess what I can remember? I can remember all of the stuff I went through, the tough moments, the how would I put it? Let me swap hands. Oh, sorry, the worst camera work in the world, sorry. All of the tough moments I've been through since then, and what it taught about the weakness in my character. And when I got through those, how proud I was for myself for surviving those moments and not giving up on life. Because so many people think this is it, I'm the only person in the world going through this. Guess what? You're not. And the same with the spiritual path. We seem to think that, you know, you get a bit of enlightenment, you gain some self-awareness, you move through the pathway, and you think, oh wow, I'm special. You're not. You're not special at all. There's nothing special about you. There's other people in this world which are having exactly the same realization as you. Get over yourself, you know? And this is all I'm trying to do when I talk about spiritual experiences. I'm talking just about what I'm going through, and hopefully that other people can relate to me, and it can give them a shove along the pathway to make them realize they're not the only one that's on that pathway. They're not the only one that doesn't have all the answers. They're not the only one that isn't perfect. I'm not, you know. All I can tell you is I've gained a vast amount of knowledge about this in my 50 years of my life, and I'm so happy at the moment. I'm at a point of complete and utter self-awareness, and I know what it's all about. I get it now. I get it completely. And suffering is just a guidepost. It's a part of life. Everybody suffers. Everybody goes through it. Nobody's perfect. And some of the people at the highest end, the top end, the ones that we look up to sometimes, the stars, they suffer terrible, terrible consequences of their crushing egos as their looks fade, or as their fame or their notoriety, oh, I can't even say notoriety fades, and people start to dislike them, or they do something really stupid. And these days it's brutal out there. So think about it. You know, nobody's perfect and everybody suffers, no matter how rich or famous or top end of society you are, or however you look at whoever they are, they're just humans. None of them are perfect. They're all going through similar things. They could just pay people to take care of some of the stuff we have to deal with. Let me just show you what a beautiful morning. And there's not many clouds in the sky. So let me just stand here for 2 minutes with you. And we look at these people and we think, wow, I wish I was them. I don't wish I was them. I'm quite glad I'm me. One thing that I'm really happy about is that I can walk down the street and I can do whatever I want to do and be the person I want to be. I'm not famous. I'm not wealthy. And I'm just happy to be me. You know, I'm happy with what I've got. I've got opportunities to develop and opportunities to become a better person and represent the best version of me that I possibly can. And that's all that matters to me. That is my goal. That is my biggest passion in life, is to develop myself and to try and gain complete and utter self-awareness to the point of complete and utter enlightenment. And I really hope I get there before I die. I really do. If I don't, I'll do it in the next life. But I want to do it this life. Because all of this suffering and all of this that I've been through has to mean something. All of the signposts have been pointing me in this direction for my entire life. And my suffering has been such a blessing, because it's woke me up from my egotistical core and kicked me in my proverbials and made me sit up and listen and do something about it. Because that pain was made to my catalyst to get me moving, to get me doing stuff, to get me into my self-awareness, and to realize this has to stop, this has to change. I need to stop this suffering. And what I didn't realize is what I needed to do is change my stance on suffering, change my viewpoint on suffering, change my way I thought about suffering, and see it as a blessing and send it love and gratitude for its lessons. And that's hard. And I don't expect everybody to be able to do that. I just think if you can, it will completely and utterly transform your life. So use your suffering to develop yourself. Don't let it destroy you. Don't think, poor me, I'm the only one going through this. That's bullshit. You're not the only one going through this. There's lots of people going through this. Do internet search. You'll find out that there's people going through what you're going through. And there's always somebody that's been through far worse than you as well. And you don't have to pity them. You go, God, look, I thought I was in a bad situation. What am I grizzling about? You know what I mean? This person got through this and it was in a worse situation than I am. And I'm sitting here feeling sorry for myself. That's the ego. That's like you identifying with the human experience when you realize you were just awareness, consciousness, having an emotional experience. It relieves you. It gives you a break. And you just go, right, okay, this is just something I'm going through, not something I am. It's just a part of the journey. And on that note, I want to wish you a fantastic day. And if I try, I don't know whether I'm going to do another video before Christmas. It's getting pretty close to Christmas. I might do. But if I don't, I want to wish you all a happy Christmas and an amazing new year. And if you're suffering at the moment, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody, get on the phone to somebody, and try and find groups or people which are going through the same thing as you. Because there's always someone out there with amazing advice that can transform your life. And there's a lot of love in this world. Don't believe what the newspapers and the tabloids are telling you. There's a lot of love and people can't wait to give it. You just have to ask and step out. And that's the hardest thing, is asking for help, because it's so easy to give it, but it's very hard to put your hand out and ask for help. That takes strength, not weakness. Sending love and amazing morning to everybody, an amazing day and an amazing Christmas. This is Nick, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now. Say goodbye, boys. Jack Miley, Jack Milo. Say goodbye. Should we go walkies, go and find some rabbits? They like looking for rabbits. They never catch any. They're too old for that now. Anyway, bye-bye for now.